How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I'm here with my brother, aka Brez. Say hi, Brez. And today we're gonna take out the drift car to go drifting, take it to the track, and bring you guys along with us. So first we need to service the car, bleed the brakes, check all the fluids to make sure everything's good. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing you wanna do when bleeding the brakes is start from whichever brake is the furthest away from the master cylinder, so which is always the passenger rear side, and then you go other side, that side, that side. So yeah, let's go, Brez. All right, so this is what we're dealing with here. So we need to bleed. Obviously, one of these is the handbrake, and the other one's just the regular caliper. So Brez, can you go inside the car? Let him go. Oh yeah. In there. Yes. So whenever you bleed the brakes in the car, you want to go over to your master cylinder here. Make sure that's as full as possible, and then you can start the bleeding process. And then you don't need any fancy tools for this one. If you can make just a bottle of water like this work, and then some clear tubing, and then you just put it on the little nipples here.
That's what she said.
And you start bleeding. So what you want to do here is have a person ideally on the driver's seat, and then every time he presses the brake down, you want to open the valve, let the air out, and then close it, and then the person inside releases the brake, and then just continue the process until you see no more bubbles in your little clear tubing here. But just make sure the master cylinder always stays full, or else you're just gonna allow air back into the system, which is what you do not want. All right, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Then every once in a while, just go ahead and check the master cylinder and make sure there's still fluid in there. All right, guys, so I just bled both sides. Some people only like to do the most outside one, but I do both just in case. So once you do that, you can do it to all four sides, and then you're done. We just finished checking the car, checking all the fluids, bled the brakes, water looks good, there's plenty of oil in it. The only thing that I want to kind of keep out tomorrow is there's a small little leak on the transmission, which I think might be coming from a wearing out seal or a worn out seal. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. But for now, I'm just gonna pack up the truck and get all the tools ready, and I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, good morning, everybody. We got the car loaded on the trailer here. So now we're ready to go. Unfortunately, Brandon couldn't join us because he has some last minute stuff to do at the warehouse. We're off and rolling, guys. So see you guys at the track. All right, guys, so first thing I do when I get the car off the trailer before we get on the track is also recheck everything. You know, check your tire pressure, torque down your lug nuts, check the oil, check the gas, check everything. Because last thing you want to do is you drive all the way out here and then you go out there and something stupid like that goes wrong. So I went ahead and did that, and now we're gonna get the camera set up for you guys and then hit the road. And transfer you over to my head now, put on my helmet and stuff. I don't get how people cannot wear a head sock and then wear their helmet. Your helmet must get so nasty and sweaty. All right, so the car is good to go. First session, I always like to take it easy, especially since this car hasn't been run in months, and just, you know, make sure everything's okay, and then stop, and then go again. So I'll transfer you guys over to this camera now. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit, but we're inside the car now. We're gonna get out there, we're gonna start her up. All right, guys. So quick debrief, I guess, from that session. For me, I don't know. Just the transitions for me is what gets me. So if you guys, all the drifting pros out there have any advice, for me, it's just like when I go to rotate the other way. So let's just say coming out of a left-hand turn, and then I want to transition going back this way. It always just snaps on me. Once the car settles, it turns around. So I don't know if maybe that's like I'm not on the gas early enough, or I'm letting off the throttle, or what. But maybe you guys see the video. By all means, I'm not calling myself a professional drifter at all. Me and Brandon just started this strictly, obviously, because drifting is what's most eye appealing in auto racing. Personally, us two, my brother and I, we grew up on the grip racing part of it, go-karts, and then we raced in NASA. So this is all new to us, and obviously starting with this car is pretty challenging. But yeah, just for me, I just can't get the transitions right, and it doesn't exactly help on this oval track right here, because it's very short. So immediately when you transition coming out of left-hand turn this way, you have to immediately transition again back to the left-hand turn again. So I guess my goal today is just to figure that out at least. I know there was one transition I did good, so hopefully I can look back at the video and see what I did right there, and then kind of copy that and learn from that. So on to the next session. Another thing that really kind of irritates me with drifting, especially with this car with this much power, is you have to change tires like every other session, if not every single session. These tires right here had at least 50% left, and now they're onto the threads. And then also that transmission leak, transmission leak, slow, no drips, no like consecutive consistent drips, but I know it's there in the back of my head, so I know that's kind of messing me up too. But I'm not trying to give excuses. I should be doing better. All right, guys, here we go again. Hopefully this one's better. That was a good one. I think I'm getting the hang of it now. As I expected, I'm lifting off, coming out of the turn, which unsettles the car, so when I rotate the other way, it flicks it. So what I actually try to do is I start slowing the car down kind of toward the middle / end of the turn. So by the time I get to the transition part, the car is not going too crazy. And I think that's what maybe I assume what a lot of people struggle with, is because, you know, your mind tells you, oh, like lift off, you're going too fast. But in reality, you have to stay consistent with the throttle. The more you're off and on the gas, it unsettles the car more, which will lead to a spin out. So I'm getting the hang of it. Feeling more confident in this car, trusting this car more. So next up, bring on the walls. But not today. Not today. Quick question. So every time I come in, I'll lift the hood up so the engine can cool down a little bit faster. But I noticed the turbo is always smoking when I come out. So, I mean, the oil pressure is good. Everything, temperature is good and fine. But it looks like it's coming from right here. I just checked to see if it was tight, and it was tight. But I don't know, guys, let me know. Is that something to worry about, or is that just what this thing does? That's it for today. Honestly, it was a really good day. I got very comfortable in the car. I feel very confident in it now, and with the car, driving the car, and I'm happy I figured out the transition, and I'm glad we stopped when we did, because the transmission leak has gotten a little bit worse. So I want to go ahead and check that out, completely figure that out before we get back out here. But once again, this was a really fun day. And yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything better, honestly. So I think we'll call it a video there. And remember, guys, please support us. By now, at this point, you can buy the hat here and the t-shirt if you guys like that, if you guys are not into flannels. And we have pants coming very soon. So until next time, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you later.